Hi guys, thanks for joining my YouTube channel. Well guys, allegedly, Martel Holt and Carlos King are clashing in reference to the current season of filming that's going on. We all know and heard on the reunion that Carlos King expects them to be transparent, to film their life and not put it on social media, to open up because of the way Love and Marriage Huntsville took off with Melody and Martel's story. Martel has a problem with this because although Carlos is saying this, he refuses to film Martel's real life, which includes his co-parenting with Ariane Curry and her son. Okay, we all know how Carlos feels about Ariane Curry. He feels like she's trouble. You know, I think he, at some point, was going to try to allow her to be on the show, but because of all of her, outbursts on social media, her derogatory statements, her tagging and, hashtagging Oprah Winfrey, talking about Kingdom Reign and OWN, how they used her, how they manipulated her, how she signed a bogus contract, and, how she didn't speak for 2 years, and they used her likeness as a storyline to make people famous, and she never, benefited from any of it. So now we know that Carlos went into Huntsville to regulate some things, to speak with the cast, to get them all on the same page. And in the interim of his visit, I believe Martel approached him again, because he wants to get a deal for Ariane and her son. He wants to put them in a position to where they will make money off of the show. And he's saying, this is my life. You understand? Now, I don't know, what the situation will be with him and Melody, filming with the kids, but I'm sure he'll probably, include the kids in his filming during his week on. Okay, because he's having current problems allegedly on what he's going to film. So I'm sure, he may have some scenes with Marceau in them, but we know that probably will be, not legitimate. It'll probably be phony and, made up, but, he'll probably get some scenes with them. He'll probably get some with Destiny. And I believe he is going to be filming with Sheree. Based on the information that I got, Sheree and Ariane is cool at this point. You understand? They both understand, their positions and who they are to Martel, and, that Ariane is the child's mother and so on and so forth. Because we heard Ariane, say that her son is getting dropped off. It doesn't matter where dad is. So, she understands the relationship that he has. Many feel like it's a plaything, it's for fake or whatever. I think it's real, I seriously think it's real. I don't know what people consider dating these days. They're getting to know each other, they're having a good time, they're spending time together, they're dating, courting. I mean, the bottom line is companionship. And that's what they have, and that's what they're doing. They're going out, dating, going to events together, and being a couple. That's what couples do. However, you understand? I mean, I think it's the real thing. For Martel to, even insinuate he's going to give Sheree a ring. And rumor has it that he's moved into Chateau Sheree. I don't know if he keeps his place here for when he has the kids a week on, if he's totally given up his place. But the streets of Atlanta is talking, and a close friend of Sheree's, has said that Martel has moved in, Chateau Sheree. And so, we don't know how true that is, but we know he spends a lot of time there, and he probably can't do away with Huntsville altogether because his kids are here. You understand? And so I don't know if he's given up his place here, or if he, stays at the mom's when he visits his kids, because we do know that his lease was going to be coming due sometime, I believe, here now in January, or it was December. I'm not certain. But I did hear him talk about that. And, or maybe he got another house, that he is living in, or, he has the kids over at his mother's house if he gave up his place. But we know he did have a house, but the lease was coming up due. So, so that's why Martel and Carlos is clashing, because Martel wants to put Ariane in a position, to benefit off the show, to get paid off the show. And we've heard Ariane out of her own mouth say that my son isn't being on this show. He's not filming. You understand? Because of the way she feels like they jerked her around. They gave her the runaround. They manipulated her as per, Ariane Curry. And so Martel is saying, hey, you want us to film our real life? This is my real life. I believe Martel wants to be the poster child for single dads, for co-parenting. He wants to show probably him and Sheree with Knox and maybe the other kids. And I believe he's going to put it on heavy because, it's on TV. He will be making a huge statement piece and, showing single dads or dads that's co-parenting, life after divorce, how it's done. And he wants to display all of this on national TV and show the world him parenting his kids, maybe at the house, so on and so forth. So that's what we have so far. But Carlos King is not bending, based on the information that he has. Ariane is trouble. She has friction with some of the other cast members, probably all the other cast members. And, he just doesn't want to take a chance. He doesn't want to take a chance. So, that's annoying Martel, although they do have a close working relationship. And, I doubt if it would ruin their relationship because of this. But, Martel wants what he wants. He's trying to pull his card on some type of authority card on Carlos King to hold him to the fire of the words that he said. He wanted them to be transparent, to film their real life. And Martel is saying, this is my real life. Sheree will be on board, and, he will be having a relationship, picking up his son, probably dropping him off. And, he wants to see how, Ariane could fit in that scenario. He's already solidified that the situation with him and Melody is over. Their only concern is the kids co-parenting successfully, co-parenting the kids, because he put that statement out. I believe it was, his manager, that had him put out that public statement to Carlos King, because Carlos King made such a big deal, about him still being in love with Melody. He did a whole scene of it. And so I believe Martel's PR person had him to write up that statement, that public statement, to just solidify that chapter of my life is closed. It's over. You understand? I've done all the apologizing that I'm going to do. That's over with. My concern now is my kids. No, I don't want to get back or, rekindle anything with Melody. And so that's that. What's done is done, and that's it. We're moving forward. Because other than that, I don't see what what was necessary for him to do that. But I believe he wanted to make a public, statement. He wanted to, have this written to go down in history, what I'm saying? Because he knows that it was going to make YouTube, it was going to make social media, and therefore it will be a paper trail as to when Martel pretty much, you understand, he pretty much cut the cord. He cut the cord, because people are saying, he wants to get back. Oh, are they going to get back? So therefore, if he put out this statement, I believe it came down from his PR person to just solidify that this is over. We're moving forward, so on and so forth. I don't think he did that on his own. I believe it was recommended that he do it, perhaps by a manager, PR person, someone of that nature, just to close the door on that. And again, maybe it was because of the relationship, the courtship that he has with Sheree, and she could have been offended by that. I don't see why she would have. Sheree and Carlos seems to be very close and having a working relationship. He said he can't wait till she films For Love and Marriage Huntsville. And so it's a whole mystery. It's a whole mystery. But, that's the latest that we have with the Martel HOLT and Sheree Whitfield and Ariane Curry. I believe they're all chummy. And they want to show that on national television. They may get into a spat, just for probably a publicity stunt, Ariane and Sheree. But as of now, I believe they're good. I believe everybody understands, what the situation is at hand. And they're going to utilize it as much as they can, if at all possible. But if not, Martel will be, he'll have to deal with it. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.